mi amigos. You know, I hate to be I told you so ass mother, but I told you so. Chainsaw Man, chapter 102, and you know who is back? The titular character, Denji-kun, the slayer of madness, the killer of control, the man who took down the Hell Devil. Chainsaw Man. Now let's get straight into it, baby. So drop a comment for me if you could. How hype are you to see Denji-kun finally back? And just let me know how you feel about this chapter. 50 pages Tatsuki Fujimoto wrote for us, and I know that y'all really appreciated everything he drew for us today. However, although I want to skip straight to the good part of it, I feel like I'd be doing a disservice to not dive a little bit deeper into the psyche of Asa Mitaka. So as we jump into things, we're still following Asa and Yuko as the Bat Devil pursues them. And in its pursuit, it's just destroying anything and everything in its path. And in the wake of this destruction, Yuko actually gets impaled through the leg. As the Bat Devil prepares to eat another individual actually, Asa is sitting here, dumbstruck, not knowing what to do. And you know who always helps her out in these moments? Yoru, the War Devil. And the War Devil speaks up and says some bullshit once again. She says, hey, you already know what the best option right here is. Off this woman. She says that it'll increase your chances of surviving, and you know, sadly I had to kind of agree with her at this point. I was sitting here just like, Asa, it doesn't seem like we have too many more options right now. If you're not going to be able to run away from here, which you literally can't in your state, and Yuko obviously cannot run at this moment because she's impaled through the leg, you might as well let bygones be bygones, accept that good faith that she'd given you throughout your life, and just use her as a weapon. The best thing you can do to survive. Live on, girl. And Asa's just, upset right now. She can't even speak back to Yoru. And Yoru says some interesting things right here. Yoru says, stop trying to act special. She says that I know you didn't even feel bad whenever you killed Bucky. The only reason you were upset is because you got caught doing it. You were seen doing it. And this is sort of a theme throughout Asa's life right here, that a lot of the guilt that she feels and a lot of the negative feelings which are displayed through her are all because of her eyes or how other people perceive her due to her inabilities. And after looking down at that hatchet, deliberating on whether she's actually going to go through with this plan of offing Yuko, she decides that no. She thinks back on everything that's happened throughout this series, and she really realizes that if there's one person who stuck their neck out for her, it's Yuko. She picks up Yuko in both arms and hits the digital dash. And in this digital dash, Asa hits a loose tile on the floor, and as she's falling, she thinks to herself, I forgot. I always trip and fall at the most critical moments. And this is sort of metaphorical, although it's literally a truth within her life. It's sort of a metaphor for her own outlook on herself and how other people perceive her. Throughout various moments in Asa Mitaka's life, she has failed in the eyes of others or done things in the eyes of others that make them upset with her. And it's led to her being bullied various times, especially at this younger age. Most people don't have any sort of empathy or any sort of forgiveness for people who commit acts such as that, especially whenever they're acts that fully hurt a different person and not Asa herself, such as knocking that cake off the table. It was that little girl Mia's cake that Asa had knocked off, and I know Mia, sitting at her own birthday party as a child, was not going to forgive Asa for that. And the same thing as being on that relay team in high school or middle school, however old they may have been. You're on a relay team. You're not fighting for yourself at that point. If you ran track or you've been on a team sport, you understand this. You are holding up for your entire team whenever you're out there running. You have a leg, which is part of 3 other people's running, and it's not just you. So if you are right there at the finish line, baton in hand, and you trip, you didn't just let yourself down, you let all these other individuals down. And little kids suck, dude. Little kids don't have empathy, they're not forgiving. And this is one of those reasons why Asa feels that every single instance where she messes up, she would rather be bullied. She would rather not get pityness or forgiveness because she only knows that. It's sort of like ingrained into her psyche that It's easier to deal with just getting bullied. It's always happened to me. I don't want to try to seek and find forgiveness because my actions always suck. I always mess up in critical moments. But the most interesting failure she's had in her life actually comes whenever her mom passes away. So we thought that a devil killed Asa's mom. However, it doesn't really seem that that's the exact case. It's more so that due to Asa's inability to act in a moment, she actually got her mother bopped. Whenever they were fighting Typhoon, Chainsaw Man, and Shark, I think that's whatever that fight was, Typhoon, swinging all those cars around in that gigantic, Typhoon, actually sent a car flying towards Asa and her mom. And as this car is flying towards them, Asa is trying to pick up her pet cat. And this pet cat, Asa tries to reach down to get it, trips, falls. Her mom's like, God almighty dang, let me help out my daughter. However, in the midst of trying to help out her daughter, she kind of closed off her own opportunity to escape. Asa, getting away, getting helped up by her mom, leaves her mom right behind her to where she gets crushed by a vehicle. So we just see once again, every time Asa tries to do something, it just ends up in other people being injured, other people being hurt, other people having to sort of look at her and say, damn it, you messed me up. And I think that this is truly exemplified in the way Asa Mitaka acts. How at the beginning of the series, the class president's like, you're such a goody two-shoes, and she always just feels like a burden to others. She always wants to act perfectly and just sort of stay out of the way of everything, because she feels like if I do anything, all I'm gonna do is mess up. And once I mess up, it's gonna get people brutally injured. It's gonna get people mad at me. It's just going to lead to bad things. So what I'd rather not do is anything. I'd rather just stay to myself on my lonesome. And it's really almost sad to see that since a childhood, Asa has just been in this very dark world. And we see in a flashback to Asa talking to Yuko how this sort of negative emotion manifests itself in Asa in the way she currently acts. Whenever Asa is actually talking to Yuko about getting those shoes, Asa's like, you think you're saving me, don't you? Did I even ask to be rescued? I'd rather be bullied than pitied. Thanks. And this is just due to the fact that Asa throughout her entire life has never received pity. She's never received forgiveness or any semblance of empathy. She's just always been bullied by people, especially, like I said, being at this young age where people truly don't understand others' emotions. She just has an outlook where there's nobody in the world fighting for me. If I mess up, it's only gonna get me in trouble. So what she'd rather not do is just involve herself with others at this point. But Yuko is a good woman, the type of woman who Asa actually mentions later that she wants to grow up to be. Because Yuko says right there, I don't give a damn how you feel. I'm doing this because I feel this way and because I want to help you out. Even if my actions turn out to be a mistake, if my heart was in the right place, that's all that matters to me. And this is just like Asa's mother's sacrifice, something that she didn't have to do, but her heart was in the right place. Just like what Asa was trying to do with Buggy, give it a hug. Her heart was in the right place. And Asa sort of realizes in this moment that that's all I have to do. All I have to do is commit actions that my heart's in the right place for. And if I do that, I can live on happily enough knowing that I tried my hardest. And as she realizes this, she picks back up Yuko saying, let's hit the digital dash, running off away from the Bat Devil. And you think that she's just gonna skate on by. However, no, this is a Tatsuki Fujimoto manga. They get caught and eaten. However, after they get caught and eaten, once again, I told you so, Chainsaw Man, Denji-kun pulls up, revving those engines, and he just absolutely obliterates the Bat Devil. And I was like, God almighty dang, dude. I wasn't ready for it. You couldn't have been. If you told me you were ready for this, you're a liar, because I'm the only person who put that on the last video. I know I don't get many comments, but however, shit, I'm like, come on. But both Asa and Yuko fall out of the Bat Devil due to Denji just ripping this mother shreds, and another devil actually pops out, and we don't know what this devil is till the end of the chapter. However, it's a cockroach devil. But it's Denji just cutting up this devil, gulp, glash, slash, juice, just doing this dude the worst way. The devil grabs Denji, throws him up against a building, and he's like, why are you trying to help humans? And as it comes back over, trying to hit Denji with this like Shiva destruction punch with all of these arms that it's got, Denji lops one off. And this dude thinks that he's slick. He thinks he's very slick, but he doesn't understand that Denji doesn't give a damn. He puts Denji in between a rock and a hard place. He grabs a young student, and then he also grabs a car full of elderly folks. And he says, which one of these are you gonna save, Chainsaw Man? If you want to be the protector of humans, are you gonna save this young, fresh life? Or these people who've given their all to society, these old folks, you know, Gramps? And Denji doesn't care. He's never cared about human life in this respect. He sprints up to this dude's face and just gets to slashing. And after he bops this devil, word to my baby girl power, he says, there was a cat up here too. You gotta save the right one, mate. And the news reports on it. The GOAT did it again. Chainsaw Man saves a cat from a cockroach devil. And the mythos, the legend of Chainsaw Man continues. However, y'all, I know you were just as hyped as me reading this chapter. 102, Tatsuki Fujimoto, hats off to you, an amazing one. Out of nowhere, we're just blasted right back into this Chainsaw Man craziness, and I think it was very well done. Very cool fight that we had. That shot of Denji just absolutely obliterating the cockroach devil's head. Ridiculous. One of my favorites, easily so far my favorite of part 2. And dude, this just felt good. It felt very freaking good. I don't really have too many theories about what's going to go on next week. I think that Denji potentially could go back up to those girls, but I don't know if Denji on the job is allowed to reveal himself to people. I wonder if that's one of the only rules that Kishibe gives to him, and I say that and I'm realizing as I'm talking, yes, it's obviously one of the rules, just given the fact that people within the school don't actually know that Chainsaw Man's there. There's rumors that he's there, but nobody knows that Denji-kun is actually Chainsaw Man. So given that fact, it's realistic that he doesn't reveal himself to people, but I still wonder if he's gonna like try to go over and like flirt with him on some shit like, hey, do you go to blah 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 high school? Like, I don't know. This is just a really dope chapter. I hope Denji gets some more light soon. Like, it's good to see our boy back. Very freaking fun to see our boy back. But dude, I can't even get over this. I'm about to read that shit again. Dandadan chapter 69 came out. Hey, if you want a video on that, let me know. I haven't read it yet, but I imagine it's fire. It's Dandadan, baby. They're in a mech fight. Come on, dog. I gotta go though. Hasta luego, amigos.